Alright, hello everybody. Sorry, Leon here once again, and we continuing with our maths. And today's video will be very short because I will be touching on trigonometry. And the first thing that I want to touch on in trigonometry is the Pythagoras Theorem. Now, just a brief history about the Pythagoras Theorem. Well, a man by the name of Pythagoras, he was a Greek and was alive around 500 BC. He was a mathematician and also a philosopher, and he was best remembered for his theorem about right angles triangle. Alright, so the Pythagoras theorem deals with right angles triangle and right angles triangles only. Alright, so what the Pythagoras theorem says, the square of the longest side, please remember that the square of the longest side is equal to the sum of the square of the two remaining sides. And the longest side is known as the longest side is known as the hypotenuse. And the longest side is always the side that is opposite the right angle. See, the right angle is here, here will be the longest side. So what Pythagoras theorem says, the square of the longest side, and the longest side we label it as A, right? A squared is equal to the sum of the square of the two remaining sides. And the two remaining sides would be B squared plus C squared. Now, why do we use the Pythagoras theorem? Why do we use this big fancy theorem? Well, we use this theorem if we are given two sides of a right angle triangle and we want to find a missing side. That is the whole and sole purpose of the Pythagoras theorem, to find a missing side in a right angle triangle. Alright, so let's look at this quick example here. We have a right angle triangle and the question says find for x. What is the value of x? So we use the Pythagoras theorem to find that value. And the Pythagoras theorem says the longest side, and the longest side in this case is x, right? So the square of the longest side, which would be x squared, is equal to the sum of the square of the two remaining sides. So the two remaining sides will be 5 squared plus 4 squared. Alright? So now we work that. So this will be x squared is equal to 5 5s, 25, plus 4 4s, 16. So x squared will be equal to 25 plus 16. That will give you a total of 41. So x will be equal to, we take over the square, it will be the square root of 41. X will be equal to 6.403. Let's call it that, right? So x will be equal to 6.4 to 1 decimal place cm. And that is how you use the Pythagoras theorem, as simple as that. Alright, so let's look at this second example here. And once again, we want to find the missing side, we want to find the value of x. So once again, we'll use Pythagoras theorem. And Pythagoras theorem says the longest side, and in this case, the longest side will be 10. So the square of the longest side will be 10 squared. That is equal to the sum of the square of the two remaining sides. 10 squared is equal to 6 squared plus x squared. Alright? So we got to find for x. So this will be, we got to make x the subject. So this will be 10 squared, and this 6 squared is adding, so I take it off, it will minus 6 squared is equal to x squared. You see, in this case now we gotta subtract, because we are not finding for the longest side, so we gotta subtract. So 10 squared will give you 100 minus 6 squared will give you 36. That is equal to x squared. 100 minus 36, that will give you 64. And that is equal to x squared. And then you solve for x, you just find the square root of 64 and that is equal to x. So square root of 64 will be 8. So x is equal to 8. Therefore, x is equal to 8 cm. As simple as that. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned about the Pythagoras theorem. The next time I'll move on to the trig ratios. Ciao.